Hi beautiful people, how are you doing? So I've really been trying to shoot this video for quite some time. I hope my mic is recording. So last week I lost someone I know. So let me give you a background story. I lost someone I know to cancer, but let me give you a background story of how I met her. So in 2023, yes, in 2023 I didn't have a job. So a friend of mine called me and asked me, are you working? I was like, no, I'm not working. He was like, send your CV here, they're looking for an intern. So I was like, okay. So I always have my CV ready with me. So I just tweaked it a little bit, tweaked it. Like I changed a few things. Then I sent the CV. And then to my amusement, I was called. I was told, come to this office. Yeah. On this day, carry your documents, all those shenanigans when you're getting a job. So I went to the said office. So the receptionist was this lady, dready, like very big ones. Okay, they were so intimidating at first. And mind you, I was to be an intern under her. Okay, so I was so intimidated by the dreadlocks. Like they were big. Okay, you know the way you arrive at a place. So I sat down. So I wrote my name down, and then in that book, then she asked me, who do you want to see? I told her, and then she was like, okay, have a seat. So I sat down because I arrived. You know, you're always told that if like you've been told to be there by 8, I'll be there by 7:30. So it was like 7:30 and she was already there. So everybody would come in, like when people are reporting to work in the morning, they would really like greet her, wanachapa story. She was so friendly to like everyone. But then very few people passed na wakakosa to like chapa story, you know. Now, and by then she was loud. She was very loud, but in a nice way. I came to like understand her and learn her, and she was the most beautiful soul. Hakuwa naikanga mauchungu or grudge. She was very open to talk. By the way she spoke. So when I was just seated there, I was like, wow, now this will be my workmate. So I was wondering, like, why do they need an intern? Nini. So higher. Now I was to work under her, but she was not like the supervisor of the department. So when now the supervisor came, or the person who I was to like report to came, she told me, go this way, up the stairs, on your right, what? Yeah. So I went and we spoke, we talked. I was told, so I, like a short interview, tell us about yourself, all those interview thingies they do. So I got the job. I was so since it was an internship, you need to have insurance. So I was told, you need to go get insurance, nini. I went, got all those things, and I came back. I gave them to her so that she could like give them to the relevant person, the HR. So at the end of it, I was told to report to work. Like, I don't know whether it was the following day or it was the following Monday that I reported to work. When I reported to work, I did not come sit with her immediately at the reception, no. So it was the communications department. So there were other people like seated in a different place, but also the reception was part of the communications department. So I met everybody in the communications department. By then the whole department had only ladies. It was a good thing and a bad thing, but it was a good thing. So I was told, since you have, this is where you will be working from. So I babered my laptop, everything. I went to the reception to sit with this lady. So we sat there. The first days, like you warm up to one another. Tunachapa tu story. Okay, like I would beba earphones. So I asked her like what she wants me to help her with, because I didn't want to just like sit down and she's like up and down and everything, taking documents to offices to be signed, nini nini. So she told me, this is what you do it like this. So I learned. So I was just quiet, but I didn't want to see her. Okay, she was a little bit older than me, so I don't know that it's that fact, or I just didn't want to sit down. You know, by the imagine reporting to work and you're just sitting down. Maybe you are online the whole day. Oh man, it's so boring. So I always try to make myself as busy as possible. So with no time, she had taught me everything there was to know about the communications department. And then since she was a little bit, she had stayed in that organization for a very long time, like over 5 years. I don't know, that it was like 10 years. So she knew everything about everyone at work. So she would tell me, that person, be careful about them. And then since it was a government office, a parastatal, that is, documents disappear. Especially documents to do with memos. You see these memos where people are to go for trips and everything. Those documents, maybe they disappear. It happened like, because we would receive every incoming document, register it, and then take it to the relevant department. And most of the time it was to the CEO's secretary, what do you call them, PA, yes. And then now from there, so there's a book to record whatever document has been sent to the CEO. And then the PA, she was a very beautiful, and by beautiful I mean even her soul was good. Kudos to her. She was also nice. She taught me a lot also. So now when documents come from the CEO's office, we also record them, and then I would take them back to the relevant departments. That was like the chain of everything, and it was very good because there was transparency. Documents will not just go missing. Okay, but there's a time like a document went missing, but I later found it with someone who had just like pretended to have picked two and not realized. But that's something that was not the reason I was doing this video. So this lady, her name was Vicky. Vicky, may you so rest in peace, mama. But you taught me so much, so much. I intend to attend your funeral, but even though I won't have like an opportunity to give my tribute, this is it. I had never worked in like a government place before. By the way, do you know the dynamics of working in a government office and a private office is very different? In public offices, people really want titles, and they want you to address them with their titles, and if you don't, that can be a very big problem. She taught me some of these things I didn't know. She taught me how to she taught me so many things, and then we became so close. We would share even personal stories, and that girl was a fighter. I hope you found rest. I really hope so. I pray that God will what do you call it? He's going to rest your soul in peace. And I hope that even in heaven you'll take care of your children. And I pray that your children may have people to take care of them the way you took care of me. Even when they get places of work, may they have people to guide them the way you guided me. You helped me avoid a lot of trouble. But then she was like a mother. Let me say she was like 10 years older than me. Okay, like 10 to 15 years older than me. But man, she treated me like a younger sister, like kabisa. And I saw that even with, there were other interns who came, especially girls, ladies, that is. She was really concerned about them. If you came there and you didn't have like courage to speak, there are people who are not like confident speaking. And the most dangerous thing is that if you come there, if you go to some of these offices looking very naive, men will take advantage of you like kabisa. Okay, I had the advantage of having worked elsewhere, so I knew not to be naive. Okay, and then even like some of these interns were coming fresh from university, so girls are like 22 years, oldest like 24. By then I didn't even look like an intern because I was not in my early 20s at I'm 22, like these small girls. But so there are people who used to wonder like, how is it that this lady is so courageous? And then I'm like, this is the first place I've worked in other places, so I know. But now you would see her taking care of these very naive girls who, if not advised, would have been really messed by guys. Because there are so many trips in some of these organizations where you go out of town, and we used to go out of town like to these very hot areas, very remote areas, and then the trips were like five minis. The trips were like 5 days, you see. And some of these young girls, it's their first time like out of their parents' nest, so she would really speak to them. But because I stayed there for like a year, 3 months, or was it a year or a year 3 months, so I saw how she played a role in very many interns, and how their confidence level changed, and how they were able to like express themselves. Some who had attitudes, should call them out, but in a good way. But alikuwa tu mtu wa watu. She made sure, at times in these organizations, interns don't get to go out as much. Like they don't get to have those opportunities to trips and everything. But she made sure those of us who were in our department, she would really like try uwekwe mahali hata wewe, you just go and see world differently. Like out of Nairobi, you go see Garissa, you go see Wajir, you see areas like that. So for that it's very rare to find that, because I know of people who, given an opportunity, instead of recommending an intern, would like recommend themselves. I know of times where she wrote my name instead of writing hers, and she would have even made more per DM, more than I would have. But there are times she wrote my name, and for that I'm grateful. Then it was not only my name, you would even hear her asking me, so and so, have they gone on a trip? I'm like, I've not seen any memo with their name. She would be like, okay. Then now, because she knew everyone, these people who used to prepare those trips, she would like recommend them and tell them we, so andike huyu tu hata yeye aende siku 2, aende siku 3, akapande miti, sijui aende wapi. It's very rare to find that, and for that I'm grateful, Vicky. May your soul rest in eternal peace, and I will never forget every lesson you taught me. And I pray that one day I am able to pay it forward, all the kindness. I hope that one day I'm able to also pay it forward to someone, just like you did. Rest in peace, Vicky.